Okay, good afternoon. Welcome to Convos podcast. Today you have well, of course it's Wednesday. Every Wednesday, each and every Wednesday, we bring in some experts and bring on an opportunity for you guys to learn from them and help you win in life, right? Y'all already know that I want to see you winning and wealthy. If you've never seen me before, of course, I am your host, Dricka. I am the one and only. I own several different companies. I do a lot of different things in business, business consulting, business coaching, tax preparation, accounting, bookkeeping, real estate, and of course, connecting with individuals like you. Right. So today, our guest co host is Nicole Murphy. She is the CEO of Barter Black, I Barter Black, and she's going to break down bartering for us. I know everybody has questions. I've been getting inboxes, I've been getting emails. Everybody is waiting on this episode. Good afternoon. We have some LinkedIn people joining in right now, and they're wanting to know who are you first? Introduce yourself, and then we got to get into what is bartering,
get,
how we break it down at I
get
Barter
into
Black.
the nitty gritty.
Yes.
So I am Nicole Murphy. I'm a Washington D.C. native, born and raised. A mom of two boys, and the CEO and founder of Barter Black, which is a bartering platform for Black entrepreneurs to exchange goods, services, time, and resources with each other in order to scale their business and reach their business goals. So that's short and sweet.
Very cool. So okay, so for anybody who does not know what bartering is, can you just tell us what is bartering?
So bartering is basically one person is exchanging anything with another person without the exchange of money. So it's
Okay.
anything you exchange. So like I said, if you exchange goods, you exchange services. A lot of times people are exchanging time and they don't even realize it,
Mhm.
or resources. So anything you exchange with someone else where you're not using money, that is considered bartering.
Okay, so in the instance, basically you trading your services for someone else's services or their products for your services and vice versa. So
Yes.
a new entrepreneur, how they can use this to their advantage would be you're just starting out, you need a logo. Someone that makes logos has something that you need, right? And you guys exchange that, right?
Yep.
Without if you don't have the budget for marketing or if you don't have the budget to pay for a logo and they have or vice versa, they don't have it and you offer that service, that would be a good way to exchange and also network with each other.
Yeah, yeah. Bartering is for anyone, whether you're just starting out or you're an experienced entrepreneur. What a lot of people who are millionaires don't tell you is that everyone barters.
Mhm.
So they're bartering. So if you see like these groups that are like, you'll see 5 or 6 people in a group there, and you'll go to their event and you'll see the same people. Then you'll go to their event and you'll see they're bartering their time
Mhm.
at each other's events. So that's another example. But yeah, if you're just starting out, bartering is an excellent way. If you have some type of expertise, bartering is an excellent way to get the goods and services you need to help you scale your business. Because one thing I want, especially Black entrepreneurs, we have to hire a team. And I know when you're just starting out, it's super hard to say, I don't have the budget to actually hire a team, but you have human capital, you have the expertise, you have those things that you can help someone else out in exchange for them helping you out.
Right. Okay, so what made you even start I Barter Black? Because a lot of us, we really don't, we know about bartering or we heard of it or we may have gotten burned, right? It's so
Mhm.
many different aspects of views on bartering. What made you say this is the solution to Black entrepreneurs' problems right now in business?
It was the pandemic. Barter Black was birthed through the pandemic. So before Barter Black, I had an Airbnb management company where we
Okay.
cleaned and managed Airbnb properties in the DMV area. I mean, things were great, but the pandemic hit and sis was out of a job. She was out of the job she created. She was out of a job because no one was traveling. Airbnb was like, everyone could cancel their appointments. It
Right.
was just
Interesting.
so, it was devastating in that industry. And it was devastating for me because I'm a small business owner and pandemic hit and, it just was not good. So I realized that I wasn't the only Black entrepreneur that was struggling during the pandemic. And
Mhm.
we always say it's time for us to help each other. You know, we got to get together. We're better together. We're stronger together. So why not just barter with each other? Why not just get together?
Right. Let's not talk
Create,
about it. Let's be about it.
let's be about it. How many of us really want to be about it and spend the time to actually help each other out? And I think that bartering is the perfect way to actually not only get what you need in your business, but help other entrepreneurs succeed in their business.
Right. Absolutely. I know I remember I used to barter even with like my marketing team. Now I will barter my services, for instance, if they need business credit built up and they know nothing about business credit. You know, I do business credit. You know, I'm already paying you to do my flyers. We might as well exchange each other's services, and that can cut down on our accounts payable, right? On both
Exactly.
ends. So that was a really big help. And I'm glad you said that it's not just for starting out entrepreneurs. It can be for anybody. Like you sit on panels, you
Uh-huh.
support somebody event, or they'll ask you to come out. You may have not paid for that ticket, but you're still bartering your time. That
Yep.
time you're taking away from your business, taking away from your family, taking away from your you time. That is still bartering your time over. So that was a great perspective to
Yeah.
hear from that.
Yeah, and I always say, like, when you do bar, and one thing I want people to um realize is that a lot of us sometimes we jump in business and we don't start out with a budget. Budget is super important when you're bartering, because when you do, you know where you need to cut costs. And then if you did barter something in your budget, you can rechannel those funds to something else. I mean, I'm up for say I love to save. I love a deal. So give me an opportunity where I can save some money and put it somewhere else. And that's just a win-win for me.
So what advice would you give someone that's saying what I offer is too valuable for to barter? I need to pay my bills. I cannot afford to barter. What would you
Yes.
say to someone who feels that
So
way?
I get that a lot. And what I say to people that say that is that for me, bartering is about building relationships. If you help someone out, they're definitely going to refer you if you do good. If you feel like another thing that I say is that it has to be mutually beneficial. So if you are a high ticket coach or something, you should be
Mhm.
bartering high ticket things. It shouldn't be I'm bartering my coaching services for a logo. Like that's just not
Right,
what we're
right.
supposed to be
That's a
bartering
low
for.
ticket.
Yeah, and I want people, my goal is for people to not only build relationships, but use bartering as that lead generation. Once you try out that person's services through a barter, why not hire them next? I want us to create a circulation of wealth
A
between each other.
recurring income.
Yeah.
Right. So
So
maybe I couldn't pay you this time, but from what you did, you helped me bring in more income so
exactly.
that I could pay you. That makes sense.
Exactly.
So one of the questions that we got in our poll was, what is the biggest, let's see, what is the biggest challenge, I guess, biggest problem with bartering?
So the structure, I would say, so this is what I always say. I say that we were renting our rooms out before there was an Airbnb. We
Hmm.
were charging people for gas before there was an Uber and a Lyft. But Uber, Lyft, Airbnb created that structure that made it safe for people to do those transactions. What I've
Right.
created, and I feel like I've created that space. So what I say is
Tell
there's
us what you created. Tell us what you created, Nicole. You better tell us.
there's four pillars to a successful barter. So if you've been in a situation where it just didn't work out, there's chances are you didn't have these four things. The first thing is the budget. You have to have a budget. You have to know what you're spending in your business, what you need. The second thing is your community. No, I think if you're just meeting someone, it's a little iffy to try to barter with someone. So
Mhm.
I feel like if we build that community around people who are willing to barter, then you're golden. The third
And
thing,
so, wait, question. So, do
yep,
you still have to, all right, if you are meeting someone new, like you said, you don't recommend, but do your due diligence. If you
yes,
are finding someone new, look them up, Google them, see what their reviews are saying, check on their work, fact check, tell them to send you some of their work, right? Not just a screenshot or a post on social media. You need some actual testimonials. Reach out to
Uh-huh.
the person that they're posting and saying that, hey, this person gave me this review. Let me reach out to that person and see if you're delivering or over delivering
Right.
everything that you're promising
How was
within
it
this
working with
offer.
them? Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. So the third thing is your offer. I feel like a lot of people go into bartering not knowing what they want to offer. So you can have an accounting business. You can offer bartering for your bookkeeping, but you don't want to offer bartering for your taxes. So you have to determine what you're actually bartering. And then the last
Hmm.
thing, which is the most important, and a lot of people do not do this, is the agreement. This is a business. You have to do agreements, contracts. I don't care what it is. Even in bartering, you should have a contract.
That was real good. Right, you gotta run that back. We got some people that's just coming in. Four pillars of a successful barter, y'all.
Yes. So the budget, you definitely want a budget. The community, you definitely want a community that's open to the idea of bartering and understands the benefits. The third thing is your offer. You want to look at what your services are and figure out what you're going to offer as a barter and what you're not going to offer as a barter. And then the last thing, absolutely, you want to have an agreement. If someone doesn't want to sign an agreement, that's not who you want to barter
Chances
with.
are, right. Chances are they're not gonna deliver.
If they're like, oh yeah, yeah, okay, then we got something going here. So that helps. If you have those four things, I think you will be fine with bartering.
So what happens if you do have an agreement with someone and they don't deliver or they deliver later or it's just not up to your expectations?
Yeah.
What,
So
what would you do to combat that? Like, because I'm really intrigued about it because I know more people once, like people start off bartering, right? But then
mhm.
once they get to a certain level, it's like, I'm not doing the work for free. It's still, my time, my value, my IP. I have so much going on. And for me to take on a task like that, as far as bartering, I don't know if someone can match, that value.
Yeah, that goes back to the mutually beneficial. So you want to make sure that it's not just you that has the high level product. You want to make sure that if you're bartering high level, you want to barter with someone who also offers high level.
So where would I find someone that's high level? Like, where would I find someone that I can barter with that's high level? Because I have a five-figure product,
Uh-huh.
right? Or I even want to, even if I barter my three-figure product or
Mm-hmm.
service, I want to be able to at least get into the room or the spaces with people that are going to pay for my five-figure product.
Yeah. So the one thing I want to say, because you mentioned free, and I have a shirt that says bartering does not mean free
Oh,
because
talk about it.
your
Talk about
time is not free. Your services are not free. But what I want people to realize is that you should be getting something in return that you need. And that's why I said that budget is important because you shouldn't be bartering anything you really don't need. And that's why my platform that I created is super, super important because one, everyone on there is willing to barter. You can go on there and post what you're looking for, and people will apply to barter with you. So you can choose whether you want to barter with them or not. You can choose how many
it.
offers you accept. You can accept them all. You can accept none. It's all up to you. So it's important for you to be in a community, and that's why community is one of my pillars. It's
Okay. Hmm.
important for you to be in a community with people who are like-minded as you are. So we've had people develop barter fitness, personal fitness, personal training. We've had
Hmm.
copywriting. We've had skincare. We've had coaching. We have web development. We've had people barter all types of things. It's just
Right.
up to you what you need in your business. And again, you'll hear me say this over and over. Budget is important. You have to know what you're spending in your business to know what you need help with
Right.
in your business.
Because you still need that. Also, I'm saying this to add on to what Nicole is saying. The budget is important, but also you need to pay attention because that's still accounts receivable going out, right? You
Yeah.
still need to balance that book because you are either going to pay for this service or one way or the other, you're going to pay for it. You're paying in time or you're paying in money, right?
Yeah.
And so if this person is one, you're you're not balancing off their books because they're giving away a service or offering a
Mm-hmm.
service at a discounted or free, less rate, right? And then you're also doing the same, but you would have taken this money from your budget. So that's why the budget is important. Be
Yeah.
sure to make sure you trigger. That was one of my trigger words. Budget and bartering go hand in hand. That sounds like another shirt, Nicole. I don't know. Budget and bartering go hand in
Go
hand.
hand in hand. We're gonna have to make that. I'm gonna send you the first one.
Yes, yes, it's really all right. I think I have two more
Okay, bring
questions.
them on. Bring them on.
Two more questions. What would be a disadvantage of bartering?
Um, I think the disadvantage would only be if you're going in it not knowing what you need.
Mhm.
I feel like people just, someone says let's barter and they just throw out, what they can offer in return, not thinking about what the value of their services are. That's another thing.
Oh
And
yeah,
this is
that's
why it's
true.
good to be in a community that barters because um, when you, so let's say you have a program that's, how we say it's worth $20,000, but
Hmm.
we're discounting it to $4,000.
Right.
You barter, you are supposed to barter for that value, that $20,000, not the
Okay.
discounted amount. So I think the disadvantages are not knowing the rules and everything because bartering is taxable income as well. And
So
it's
how do we get the rules?
you add, so this is another thing. Like, how I feel like when we're starting out in business, even if we're experienced entrepreneurs, we try to find out things on our own. We're trying
Right.
to
We
learn on
just
our
we
own.
clean do it yourself. We just clean do it yourself. I could Google it. I could YouTube University my way to the top, right?
I can figure it out, but that's going to take so much longer to get where you need to be by
Right.
doing that. So it's important again to be in communities that teach these type of things. And that's what we do. We offer the agreement, our attorney. I have to knock on wood every time I say this because we haven't had any issues yet. But
Right.
if there are issues, our attorney is there for mediation. Like we provide these type of things because we know people aren't used to it yet. But
Hmm.
let me tell you one thing: our counterparts are bartering like crazy, and they are scaling their businesses faster by building these communities. By helping each other out. So I don't want people to look at it as being free.
Hmm.
Free services, free time. It's not that. You should be getting equal exchange or as close as possible equal exchange when you do barter.
So y'all heard that, right? Listen, what I heard was you need to join I Border Black.
Basically,
Basically, you need to join I Border Black. You need
let
to
me help
follow
you. Let me
I
help
Border
you.
Black. Listen, I met Nicole maybe last year,
Yeah, it had to be last year.
probably about a year now. And when I first met her, let me tell y'all, Nicole said, I'm like the black, what you say?
What did I say?
What
Oh
you
Lord.
called it? What did you call it? You called it black. I forgot. It was like one of these platforms, but I was like, you know what? We
Oh,
need
was
that.
it Fiverr? Like
Yes, she was like,
yeah.
I'm the Black Fiverr. I am the Black Fiverr. I said, I know I heard that. Black
I
Fiverr,
mean,
because we
how many
always repping on Fiverr. We always gonna pay them 10, 15, whatever, however much dollars and get something that quick. But if you log into this platform that Nicole has built, I Bought a Black, and how she's helping people build their businesses and scale their businesses by bartering. Listen, you just heard the stats. Everybody is already doing it, whether they're startup businesses at the growth stage, at the
high level?
high ticket items. You just need to know your work, your value, build your
Mm-hmm.
community, sign that agreement, and get connected into I Bought a Black because people are doing it and they're being successful at it. Also, it's taxable income, right?
Yes.
Also, it can help with your accounting to offset
Mhm.
some of that income you have coming in, some of those
Yep.
deductions that you may not qualify for because you're in a high income bracket. But balancing those books and budgeting, you need to pay attention to it, especially when bartering. I don't know
Yeah.
about y'all, but I'm learning a couple of things. You heard my little spiel, my recap. I'm
Good
just
job. Good
saying.
job.
I'm just saying.
I
So
love it.
outside of bartering, like what is it that you were doing in the past before you were bartering before the Airbnb cleaning company?
So I don't know. I don't know. So the crazy thing is I've been a full-time entrepreneur for I don't know. I think like 10 years. So the
Me
struggle is real.
too. So they made no wait. I've been an entrepreneur for 10 years, but today made 5 years that I've been an entrepreneur full time. And it was funny because I saw on Facebook and I was like, dang, 5 years, that fast. Because I always just say, oh, since 2018. I
Yeah.
never really
Yeah.
added
And
up
think
the
about
years
the
or
add it up.
celebrated the years or anything like that. But I'm like, dang, 5 years. And I said, I'm never going back to a job. And there's always like the people that saying never say never and this and the other, and it's okay. And we also have the wave of entrepreneurs saying it's okay to go back to a job. Don't let these social media critics fool you, and don't let somebody stop you from blah blah blah. Right. And I just was thinking like, what if I would have quit? What if I would have listened to
Yeah.
somebody else and all of those different things? And it was just like a sigh of relief. Like I just came back on vacation, a girls
I
trip or
saw.
whatever.
I
And I'm
saw.
like, I wouldn't have been able to do this, but it's okay to still be a hybrid entrepreneur. I'm not saying nothing is wrong with that, but I'm saying for me, where I
Yeah.
am in my 5 years, I'm excited about where I was into where I am now. And this is what you're supposed to see in business, like the growth. You're supposed to see the wave of going up. Everybody talks about the ups and downs, and you don't hear people talk about the downs until they're down, right? It's like, oh, they don't tell you about this part.
Yeah.
It's never just, hey, you could possibly, go down. Your bank account can possibly go down. Your bank account
Mm-hmm.
could possibly go up too, right? We always
Right.
talking about trying to keep it positive, but we have to think about, hey, are you where you were last year? Are
Yeah.
you where you were 2 years ago? Are you where you were
Mm-hmm.
5 years ago? And absolutely not. 5 years ago, I wasn't the owner of all of the businesses that I own. Five
Right.
years ago, I was not a homeowner in the home that I own right now.
Right.
5 years ago, I didn't have a team. 5 years ago, I was just figuring it out, just like a lot of other people. And people are afraid; they just want to pop up as experts. It's okay to take
Yeah.
people on your journey, even with bartering. Like just to bring it back full circle, even with bartering, it's okay that you're not 100% at what you do if you're trying to
Mm-hmm.
barter at this level. But this is helping me practice. Be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Don't come up here and say that you're an expert and I'm expecting expert results and
Yeah.
you're really intermediate or you might really be a starter. It's okay. I might be willing to work with a starter with potential versus
Yeah.
working with an expert that I cannot get in contact with. Right? It's so
Valid.
many things that we don't talk about as entrepreneurs. And I think one of the disadvantages is we don't have coworkers. So like getting into communities and getting into safe spaces and getting into mentorship programs and networking with people is where our coworkers come in.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
it's how we develop relationships and how we develop friendships with people that we work with more than our counterparts or our friends that we're used to building history with.
Yeah. Yeah. The
We're
best
working with them
way.
every day. I might be on another event with this person. Yeah, I'm on another flyer with this person because you're consistently working. And so once they hear you and that person speak at one event, they're like, I need her, but I need her too. And so now you
Exactly.
bringing in, like, I think we met through probably Lily Mae
Yeah. It was Blaze.
Blaze. So we met through yes,
The
we met
Blaze crew.
Blaze group. So we was doing Blaze group. Then we did the Clubhouse group.
Yep.
And so now we're doing something completely different from a spinoff from Blaze.
Exactly.
That a group that we were in for free.
Ex- Exactly. The best way to scale your business is to build relationships. Like
Exactly.
it's no and then you made me think about something as far as bartering.
Mm-hmm.
Um I bartered with a and this is another thing that I want people to think about is a tapped in community that you're not thinking about. So I had my launch event in 2021
Mm-hmm.
and I had interpreters there. I didn't have anyone that was hearing impaired. I didn't have any of that, but I had interpreters there. Why? Because that's a tap. They have businesses too, and we're not
Right.
tapping into that for whatever reason. But you know what I did? I bartered with them to come to my event, put them on my event as a sponsor. You know what came out of that? I didn't know the person who owned the interpreter company brother worked for Rap Snacks. I ended up getting an interview on
Wow.
Rap Snacks Instagram because we bartered. I bartered with someone. So it
Mm-hmm.
was just like a full circle type of thing. You never know,
Exactly.
even with bartering, what type of rooms your name is going to be in just through giving that good experience for someone. And there was no money exchange, but we had a good working experience with each other. And she mentioned my name, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I definitely will do that interview. What do you mean? Where do
Right.
I need to be?" So that just put me on a whole new. I'm like, okay now.
Exactly. I don't think people
Relationship.
see it. People don't see it like that. Like we just mentioned, us networking, us keeping in contact, going on Clubhouse, doing this every week, getting in the group, even with the people that we're doing the Leading Ladies Collective with,
Mm-hmm.
it's we still have our own things going on, but we
Yeah.
still make time and prioritize, hey, this is what we're doing. We create these events, we create these safe spaces for entrepreneurs. And I love what you're doing with I Bought a Black. I definitely got to give you your flowers. And y'all make sure y'all tap in. Tell them where they can follow you at.
So Instagram, it's I Barter Black. Facebook, Barter Black. And then the website is ibarterblack.com.
iBorderBlack.com.
Yep.
I just dropped it in the comments for anybody
Ooh.
that wants to join and follow her. It's iBorderBlack.com. Okay, so any tips, tricks, tools you want to give us today?
So one thing I want to leave, and I have to say this in every interview because what people don't realize is that we start off already behind. Black entrepreneurs, we just don't have the resources that we need to scale our businesses. It's so
Hmm.
important to create a team around your business, and that's why I created Barter Black too, because sometimes most of the time we don't have the budget to hire someone on a full-time basis.
Right.
So being able to barter with people, that helps you bring people in to help you, because it's so impossible for us to know everything. But less than 3% of Black owned businesses are employer operated businesses. That means that about 97% of us are solopreneurs. That means that
Mhm.
our businesses will die when we die. That
Exactly.
is not a statistic that should be. Like,
Right. It's not a
we need,
statistic I want to be a part of.
yeah, it's not a statistic I want to
I
be.
don't want to waste all this time or spend or not
All
waste,
this
but I don't
hard
want to
work.
spend all of this time putting in all this work to build a business or a company or empire that's breaking generation or building generation. I ain't gonna say breaking because I like to
Right,
build, right? That's
right.
building generational wealth to die and then nobody knows what to do with it. Like we have to get our agreements in place. We have to get our policies and procedures in place.
Uh-huh.
We have to get our in
Succession
strategies,
plans. Yeah.
succession plans, trust, wills, all of this stuff needs to be in place. Somebody needs to be able to fall into the next seat.
Yeah.
Even if it's not your kids, you need to have a qualified person to step in to your company and let that live.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I just want to drill into people's heads. Like, do you want this business to die with you, or do you want it to, be a generational, multi-generational business? And
Hmm.
I hope you want it to be a multi-generational business, because we just are not creating these type of businesses because we aren't hiring a team, and we aren't hiring the team because we don't have the budget to, and that's why I created Barter Black.
Okay. It's a building building multi-generational businesses for me.
Yeah. Look, that's another shirt. Wait a minute.
This is a focus group at this point.
Yes, let me write that down.
That's two of them. That's two of them. That's two of them. What they said on that show, and 5% for her manager.
There you go. But yeah, please, if you don't do anything, think about who you can bring in your business, not just to, help you with the time management, but who's going to actually help you bring in those sales? Who's going to actually
Right.
help you grow your business? Because that's who you need to hire first.
Exactly, exactly. Yours is so true, and I gotta say this, and then we're gonna play a game, and then I'm gonna let you go. But
Okay.
my team that I have hired, y'all, listen, when I tell you, and even though I pivot a lot, they're always on board. We're like, wait. So what I do with this, and I tell them all the time, ask me questions. If you are confused, if I send you, because some stuff I'm not even reading, I'm just sending it to you. So if
Right.
you need more clarity, you can call a Zoom meeting too. Don't wait for me. If you are unclear about something, pick up the phone or pick up the email and say, hey, I need you to hop on Zoom to give me clarity on this. We're
Yeah.
not the people that's gonna hide behind the email. I'm not that CEO. If you
Yeah.
are confused, get in touch with me. Call me. Let me know what's going on. Call the next person in command and find out what you need to know, because we're a team. And as if I'm so far removed from the business, I
Right.
cannot be I cannot build a successful business. And
Yeah.
so your team plays a big role in it. So I always try to meet with my team, even though I get a real busy, and they know because they keep up with my schedule. And it's like, wait, did you talk to this one? Because y'all got to communicate and then come back to me. So I can't have you booking stuff and then you booking stuff and then, because it's different companies. Or
Yeah.
I need you to know what's going on with this company, with that company, because they may call just knowing that,
Mhm.
hey, this is a number to get in touch with Dricka, and they don't know which business they're calling for.
Right.
Just being in communication with them over and over and over again, going back, and what I do is I go back and write SOPs about it. Okay, so they ask me this, let me make sure I write this down and put this in video format, and they do the same.
Mhm.
If a client is calling and keep asking the same question, guess what? That's a tip. That's telling us we need UGC about that, and we need
Right.
to put it on our page, because if most of our clients are coming from our page to our website or vice versa, they're going on Google, it's going to still bring them to our website or our
Mhm.
page. We need to be telling them the frequently asked questions before they ask, because now when they come in, they can make an informed decision of, hey, I want to work with this person. This is the person I want to talk to. This is who I saw on that video. And, they are comfortable coming into this environment versus coming to a solopreneur and expecting that hands-on one-on service. Now they
Yeah.
know this is a full company. I can go to
Mhm.
anyone in this company with this issue.
Right.
And that was like a transition that I had to go through, because a lot of my clients are so used to me, and they like, me and Dricka like this. I
They're
don't
like,
want something
get
to
her. Don't. Oh, it's
call
it's
Dricka.
hard getting them to stop doing that too. It's like, wait a minute, I got this team for a reason.
Yes, yes. We need to barter for a team. I'm just But no, I just feel like, that was something that needs to be said also. But let's play a quick game, this or
Okay.
that. I don't know if you heard of it before, but every single episode we play this or that. You have to make a decision. I'm gonna call out some things. You only can choose one or the other. That's where the this or the that comes in. And it
Okay.
might be a little hard choices. Sometimes you might feel like, oh, I do both, but you only can choose one or the other.
Okay.
All right. So first question, when it comes to traveling, do you like to go somewhere where it snows or somewhere where there's the beach?
The beach.
No question,
Hate
not
the
the beach.
cold.
I'm going to the beach.
I'm going to the beach. Beach, me
Water
please.
and sand, me please.
No question.
Okay. What about dressing up? When it comes to dressing up, are you a heels girl or you like sneakers?
Sneakers.
What about slides or sneakers?
Sneakers.
Still sneakers. Okay, sneakers girl. Not me. I like slides. It took everything out of me this weekend to put shoes on. Okay, what about when traveling? Would you like to go on a cruise or a flight?
Flight. I have not been on a cruise yet. I'm a little nervous about that.
Oh my God. I gotta count and see how many people, like all our last guests, probably like the last 6 or 7. I've never been on a cruise. I'm like, get you get you a cruise. You're gonna be like, okay, I tried it.
Yeah. We'll see.
Okay, so date night or girls' night?
Mm. Mm. I'm gonna gonna go with girls' night.
Now that's the first. Now that's the first.
I'm
All
gonna
the
go with
girls
girls'
are
night.
choosing.
I'm a little removed from the dating scene, so
Okay,
I'm gonna
girls'
stick
night.
with the
Girls'
girls
nights are
right now.
needed. Girls' nights are needed. I'm not mad at you, Nicole. What about cash or barter? That's a trick question, huh?
I'm gonna
Cash
go with
or
barter.
barter?
Let me tell you why I'm gonna go with barter because it's so exciting when you say, "Oh my goodness, I got that and didn't have to exchange anything, like any money in return. I got this money to go do whatever I want to do." So I'm gonna
Right.
say barter.
She choosing barter, y'all. She choosing barter. Cash or barter. Okay, so what about cash or credit? You want to have a high credit limit or you want to have unlimited cash?
I think I want to have a high credit limit.
Hmm. My kind of girl. So we can use that credit for our girls' night.
Right? I can flip that. I mean,
We can flip that. We can use your credit for our girls' night.
yes.
Well, this was so much fun. Thank you so much, Nicole. Please tell our listeners where to find you at again and follow you.
You can follow me at iBarterBlack on Instagram. And then my website is iBarterBlack.com.
Thank you so much. Make sure y'all follow Comma Convos podcast on all platforms, as well as share this episode with somebody you want to see winning. Or if you want to sponsor or be a guest on our podcast, go ahead and go to our website, drickam.com, and fill out an application and register for your appointment to be a guest co-host. If you want to be a sponsor, the link is there as well. And you guys have a great Wednesday. Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too.